Howdy, we are No Flood Zone and we are focusing on the environmental issues in Nolanville, Texas. Meet the landscape architecture team. We have Catherine, Leo, and Milton. Our vision is to make Nolanville a smart city and build its brand by enhancing streetscape design, incorporating community gardens, preserving marked gardens, and mitigating flooding by taking an environmental approach.
Three of our main focuses are erosion control, ecological services, and flood mitigation. Our main goals will be to mitigate flooding, promote the walkability and bikeability of Nolanville, to improve the environmental connection, create a healthy and active community, establish a small town identity, and to increase safety and connectivity. Our initial target area will be in central Nolanville.
As we can see, the three different main ideas from the landscape approach are streetscape, erosion control, and water catchment. These are the main locations where the project are going to be developed. The project is divided in 4 different phases. Each one of these phases are going to be implemented on the city of Nolanville. As we can see, this map helps us to understand how water flows. It was very important for the team to be able to see this information so we can mitigate flooding, also target the main points that are a hazard for the community. As we can see, one of the main ideas to mitigate flooding are streetscape. As we can see, the different cut section show us in Avenue H and Mesquite Street how we can mitigate flooding by enhancing the streetscape. In this idea, we implementing water detention cells. The water detention cells are gonna collect the water and also they're gonna keep it there so we can mitigate flooding, and also it's gonna incorporate green areas for people. The water cycle for the water detention cells is very important. The whole idea is to collect the water, reduce flooding, reduce water, and recycle the water. As we can see, the water can be filtered and then it can be saved for different uses. The whole system can be implemented in different areas around town, but also it can be just be implemented in residential places. The different layers for the water retention cells are very important. As we can see, the vegetation layer helps us to increase the green area in Nolanville, and each one of the next layers help us to filtrate the water and get into the detention cell layer where most of the water is going to be captured. The water detention cell absorbs and retains the excess of rainwater, recycles the water, and also storage the water underground. Streetscape, it has a different particular design. The streetscape is enhance the whole idea of the city. The streetscape increases the green area by including native plants, which are going to be native and adapted to the conditions. The water collection, which is the swell and bioswell, where most of the water is going to be collected. And one feature in this design is the curb cut. The curb cut is the idea to redirect the stormwater runoff into the rainwater system and the bioswale. Also, the water detention cell system is very important, which is the main feature in this design, where all the water is going to be filtered and also is going to be storage. As we can see, the stormwater flow to mitigate flooding, all the water is going down, filtering into the water detention cell, where it's going to storage, and then it can be reused for irrigation or for any other particular use in the city of Nolanville. As we can see in this rendering, located in the intersection between Avenue H and Mesquite Street, the enhancing of the whole community by implementing smart ideas to make it safer. Also, this idea increases the green space and the interaction of people with nature. The new ideas is to implement safety. As we can see, the curb cut is protecting the people biking from cars, also is putting a distance between people on the road. This is a safe idea, and also is the implementation of green area, where we can see it's going to be the biosphere where most of the water is going to be collected into the water detention cells, which is a way to mitigate flooding in the city of Nolanville.
By implementing a Gabion baffle system along areas that are susceptible to flooding and erosion, especially in residential neighborhoods, water can be slowed and sediment retained to keep healthy and vegetated waterways. This alternating Gabion design is a low-impact solution that's easy to implement and uses the current site conditions to its advantage. It consists almost entirely of natural materials that can be sourced locally, as well as native plant material that grows naturally in the area. During drier times of the year, these vegetated waterways provide vital food and shelter for pollinators and other native species. Local residents and visitors can also take advantage of these green spaces, whether for personal use or for educational purposes.
This is a water catchment center design located at buildings of great hierarchy, like the courthouse and police department. Elements included are ornamental trees, medium trees, shade trees, perennials, pedestrian path, water tanks, medium shrubs, and plaza. So here is information on the importance of water harvesting and composition to educate those at need for the drought monitors and the importance of collecting water to conserve water in these drought conditions, and also the composition of how the collecting water from roofs into tanks works. So this is a water catchment cycle that would be, this is a process that would be working here in Nolanville, Texas. So it's the, after raining on top of the roof, so there's two different sections of the roof, and they will be collecting water for two different tanks, and those tanks will then be used to irrigate the landscape and then eventually grow vegetation that can be for pollination opportunities. Here's a perspective of how the design would look. We have the tanks, we have some educational signs along the ways to educate visitors and the users, and we have a lawn for recreational use. We have shade trees, we have the plaza that can be used for sitting and any other activities, and obviously the bushes and perennials that are for pollinating opportunities. And also the tank could be stamped with a welcome to Nolanville, Texas, as a way of not just having a big object there, but also some artistic views. There's a closer look into the plaza that's located between all this landscape and the tanks, which again has some educational signs with surrounded by vegetation where workers or visitors can sit around, chat, and enjoy coffee or food, and a place to relax and like a getaway.
Some noteworthy plants to the Nolanville area are, for example, the Texas live oak, red yucca, little blue stem, and mealy sage.
So the implementation of our design solutions will make Nolanville a smart city and build its brand by enhancing streetscape design, incorporating community gardens, preserving monarch gardens, and mitigating flooding by taking an environmental approach.
Thank you.